right, I think we're rocking and rolling. Do I not have sound on this specific one? I don't think I do have sound on this specific one. I gotta fix this. The fact that I don't have sound. Yeah, actually, let me go back and fix this really quick. I need my sound. Let's grab my sound really quick. All right, y'all should have a little tasty jams to relax with here today. All right, there we go. We're rocking and rolling already. So it is currently about 6 o'clock right now. So we are roughly about 12 hours away from the first round beginning for the World Finals out in DreamHack Stockholm. Obviously, by the fact I'm sitting here making this like 12 hours before the start time means I am not there right now. I wish I was. It's not the case, though. But either way, we are here to try to make a bracket, essentially. I'm not going to dilly-dally too much, obviously. There's a lot to talk about between how everybody did the season, how they did at the very end. But in all realism, the best thing that we can do is go into this, break down this bracket, try to have a good time. If y'all want to give your input on things, obviously, I mean, talk about who you think is going to go and take the big one. I mean, obviously, there's two big teams in the conversation, but I think there's a lot more than that to talk about. I decided to do this in Photoshop, of all things as well, which was a choice on my part, since I decided that, hey, this would be a very simple idea. Like, hey, let's just use in Photoshop. So basically, I have, if you're in here right now, I have everything, like, copied over. I put in, like, all new text. Every team has, like, a copy. You can, like, see me, like, getting rid of some of it over here, because I decided this was the easiest way to go about it. That is if it's still working as intended. That is, which if it is working, I mean, y'all should be able to go and see something like me drawing a big line across the thing. Perfect. All right, we have no issues then. Look at us. We're all squared away. And with that, it's going to make my life easier. It's going to make your viewing experiencing better as well. As we'll eventually take a minute to upload this elsewhere. Probably over to YouTube. I'm trying to do a multi-stream right now. It's kind of working well. I have no complaints as of this moment, but we'll get there when we get there. I'm not going to worry too much about how many people are here. I'm just going to get this thing rock and rolling. So enough with wasting any time. Let's get this thing ready to go. So I'm going to go in the same direction that the schedule would go. So basically, the way it focuses in is we would do the upper bracket right here, day 1. Then we end up moving over to the day 2, which would be these 4 games over here. Then when we go over to Friday, it's probably going to be one of the longest days, because we will have 6 matches to deal with then, which includes those lower bracket matches from these 4 down here to these 2 over here as well. And then everything from the upper bracket semifinals all the way to the lower bracket semis will be played, everything in between. And that means the last day just leaves us the upper bracket final, the lower bracket final, and then the grand final. So there is a likelihood that a team could play 3 whole series of Overwatch on grand finals day, especially if you think that, you know, it's just going to be Crazy Raccoons, Falcons at the end there. It's very possible that's going to be the case here. Obviously, I think there's plenty of people that might decide, like, hey, we want someone else to win it this year. But the question on whether or not that's realistic is, I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. I have my vague understanding of how I want to put this bracket together, but there is going to be a time or two where I'm going to decide, hey, I think I should go down a different route. I think I should go somewhere a little bit different. And obviously, we will get there when we get there. Cannot read those on the side. I'm just gonna pull up the bracket over here that I took a picture of. That picture's not good enough. Oh boy. Well, I gotta go re-find a picture of the bracket that I found earlier so that I have a reference source, because I cannot read from here which one is the matches. I'm pretty sure that's just 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think I'll be okay. I'll probably be fine. But yeah, like I said, feel free to give your input, whatever you want to say. Do be my guest. Or get this thing rocking and rolling. I'm not going to waste any more time. I know I'm saying I'm not going to waste any more time, and I'm wasting all the time in the world, but that's how it is. But we'll go in the sequence of events that Wikipedia has listed for us, and that's the direction that we will go. And we'll just follow it through from there. So, first game that will be proceeding tomorrow will be Team CC taking on T1. And Team CC ended up taking second in Korea. I'm pretty sure T1 ended up taking third in Korea. China is for Team CC in second place. And unfortunately, I can't see this going any other way than a quick 2-0. Obviously, I would love for this to be competitive, but from what we've seen from anyone whose name isn't Weibo Gaming or Once Again, there's never a whole lot of progress to be made. So in this situation, I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time here. We are just going to... Oh, I X'd out everything for a moment there. We'll go ahead and edit things out, and we'll go ahead and put a 2-0 in favor of T1 to get things started. I'll move everyone over here accordingly in a second, but I do have T1's slot. We'll go ahead and pull them forward over here. And this should work relatively decent. It's not going to be the cleanest looking bracket in the world. I'm doing everything, and I mean literally everything, over in Photoshop right now. So, hopefully all the time I took in preparation is going to pay off here. That's the hope anyway. Everything's running well still. All right, Poggers. Awesome. We'd love to see it. All right, but let's head over to our next match. Again, we are going the route of Wikipedia to make this very easy, very streamlined. Next up will be Falcons versus Varel to get things going. Unfortunately, this is another situation as much as I love the Japan team, like Top Dragon's been really entertaining. KSG on the solo tank has been really fun as well. Unfortunately, they are walking into one of the buzzsaws, which is Falcons. And Varel is going to be in a very unfortunate situation when it comes to their side of the bracket and who they're going to have to go up against. Obviously, we'll talk more about it when we get there. But at least for the time being, this is match number 2, so we'll move them accordingly as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to make this a 2-0 in favor of Falcons. Most of these are going to be 2-0s. That shouldn't be a surprise whatsoever. It is the opening bracket. Like, it's was undoubtedly going to start going that way. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll make all the scores first, and then I'll move everybody around accordingly, and that will make things a lot easier for everybody here. But heading into our next game in the list, it's going to be probably what's going to be the closest game on day 1, you would imagine. It's OWCS taking on GK. This is the first one that I think could genuinely go 3 maps. In fact, I think it's the only game that should go 3 maps on here. We'll talk about Timeless and Peps here, or I don't want to say Timeless, jeez. I see TL, and my brain goes to Timeless and not Team Liquid. Oh my god. But in all seriousness, OWCS taking on GK. OWCS ended up finishing second overall. GK barely qualified in third. GK had a bit of a rough go of it. And so that's why, like, I wouldn't put it past GK to lose out on this first game as well. It'd be a wicked one. I think this is 3 maps no matter what. God, as much as I don't want GK to have to lose out right at the get-go, I 100% could see it happening. If you look the way that the meta has trended, I think this could work out well in their favor. But at the same time, Tracer has gotten a bit worse. I think Tracer still played at a decent level. But, like, if it's a situation where I need, you know, if I need OWCS to go in there. Alright, I'll tell you what. I am going to give this... It's a 3-mapper. I'm going to give this to OWCS. I think this goes 3 maps. I think this has no reason not to go 3 maps. But I could see OWCS getting out the gate really strong and GK just not responding well in time. But we'll talk about them being able to bounce back later on. Let's we'll get this one rocking and rolling. Last game of day 1, though, coming up. Obviously, Liquid taking on Team Peps. If this is anything other than a 2-0, I am going to be so surprised. Like, so genuinely surprised. Like, let's remember, I mean, as good as Team Peps did to get in that position, they ended up getting through. They barely qualify. It's insane that they did, by the way. But they're here. They're going to try to make the most of the opportunity, but I really think Liquid is going to come out here out the gates extremely strong. So, obviously, we'll get to that. But that does it for the upper bracket for now. We'll go ahead and move everybody around accordingly. Again, we'll go in direct order that we are being given over on Liquipedia, which I imagine is entirely correct. But let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and move Timeless over. I want to say, again, I'm going to keep saying Timeless. Like, I wonder how many times in this broadcast I'm going to say Timeless instead of Team Liquid. All right, Team Peps loses out in match 4, so they go down here. Make things a lot easier. I tried to streamline it as best as I possibly could have. I'm sure somewhere out there someone made an actual bracket you could fill out and you wouldn't have to struggle like I'm struggling right now, but like Hunter wasn't as smart as Hunter wanted to be, unfortunately. That's the route we went down. Team CC played in game 1. They move down here. There we go. Perfect. T1 already moved forward. Falcons move on to face SSG. And then Varl's going to move down to this spot down in the second match position. All right. I don't think any big surprises there to get things started away. Like, not whatsoever. But, again, focusing on the order, again, we are going to go to the upper bracket for round 2 on this next one. And again, we're going to go with the order that Wikipedia... I'm going to say this like 10 times, like, oh, we're going Wikipedia's order. No, it's just the order. All right, so the Crazy Raccoons game would be the first one on the agenda. We'll go in straight order from there. So we're going to have Crazy Raccoons taking on Team Liquid. There was a whole conversation, and in fact, a whole video from OWTV about if we are in a situation that the West has caught up to Korea. And I think it's relatively fair to have that conversation. I am unmuted, right? I am unmuted. Look at me go. Look at me doing stuff efficiently, trying to be a good human being. In this direct situation, like, I do have faith in Liquid being able to do something here, but I think Crazy Raccoons are going to start out very strong, and it's really hard to root against them in this situation. I don't want to say they're the odds-on favorites, because that's not fair to say with the fact that we have Falcons in here still. But everything in consideration, I still think Liquid comes out here and gets a really good start. I think they 100% do. So in this situation right here, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give Crazy Raccoons the dub to get things started. However, I think this is a close game. I think this could be a really close game. But it's all about how well Crazy Raccoons start out. Because we have seen before between Raccoons and Falcons, they can start off kind of weak. I mean, Falcons have had to make their own wildcard runs, if you look back at EWC. But in this situation right here, what I'm most looking forward to is how small the gap has gotten. That's what I'm hoping to see. But inevitably, I do think this is going to be... I'll give it a 3-1 for Crazy Raccoons. I think Timeless comes out really strong, though, and gets some good momentum, and obviously we'll talk about them more later on. The big game to talk about, Weibo Gaming taking out OWCS. It's always really difficult on how to judge China, it feels like. Obviously, if we're talking about this is the super team when it comes to China. You know, this is that old Hangzhou Spark roster. Even after 2 years, we are still able to experience, but what is essentially the only like Overwatch League roster that has stuck together at this stage. We have a lot of players that have stuck together, but not whole rosters. In this situation right here, I will say this might be a hot take. In fact, I know someone, a certain EU boy, might kill me for this one, but I think this could go all 5. I genuinely think it can, and I'm gonna throw this one over to Weibo Gaming. I have faith in them in this situation to come through and actually get a big dub and do good in a tournament for once, because there has been a big struggle from the squad to make a lot of things happen, and I think they can make it happen here. But talking further, you got Twisted Minds taking on T1, and I mean, T1 has been doing a lot this year. Again, it sucks that they are in a... They have to share the room, essentially, with Falcons and Crazy Raccoons, because they are a really good team. And you have to consider the fact that I don't think that going in this situation that Falcons and Raccoons are as indestructible as they were a year ago, where it's like, oh, nobody's going to win this except for them. I still think they're the favorites. I don't think that should be put past at all. Because at the end of the day, no matter how they did in the regular season, they both met each other in the grand finals of the Korean stage. So you can't really say a lot in that aspect. I mean, the fact that T1 is here is awesome for them. I think they have a really good squad. I'm excited to go out there and watch them. And I think with Twisted Minds going to this one, they are like... I don't want to say they're the best team, but you kind of have to. They won the EMEA. They go ahead in the situation. They get the bye. They get to rest. They get to watch T1 as well. But I think T1 takes this one away. I think, again, this could be a very close one. I think that if there's a team that's going to go super far, I think it is Twisted Minds. But in this situation, I'm going to opt to give this one over to T1. If I can just find the... Man, why can I not find you? I was going right over it the whole time. I'm going to make this a 3-1 situation. I can see this being a 3-1. 100%. And then heading on, last game of that day, SSG taking on Falcons. It's hard not to have faith in SSG. I think they were a really good roster. I think they struggled a lot throughout this entire year to do anything. If I'm not mistaken, this is their first LAN of the year. You know, since becoming a partnered team. Because they struggled before. I mean, I'm like going through Wikipedia really fast. You look back, the Champions Clash, they ended up actually, they did make LAN with top 6. They ended up losing to once again. The World Finals last year, they got knocked out pretty quickly. They got top 8. But they've had some success. And at the end of the day, you can't really put them down for that. So, at the end of the day, it's Falcons. Unfortunately, I have faith in them, but I don't have enough faith. I think Falcons is going to start out incredibly strong, though. In fact, to the point where I would write this down as a 3-0. This is not saying anything bad about SSG. This is just saying a lot about Falcons. That's as simple as it is. Man, everybody's busy. Forget that everybody's on a plane right now. Gone. So I can't really do a whole lot right here. Alright, but let's move everybody around. This is not going to be a fun process, because this was streamlined for it to work the first time, and then, like, never again. So this should work about as simply as oh, no, that's not... Oh, that's not going to work that. I have to literally drop down menu this, don't I? I do. Oh, man, do I have to... Is it going to show up on the thing? It doesn't. Doesn't. That's surprising. I bet this is going to pop up, though. Did it pop up? I'm not going to find out for a couple of seconds whether it popped up or not, but I bet it didn't. Alright, perfect. If it didn't, that's amazing. Alright, we'll go ahead and bring TL down. That's the 5th match, so they're going to go down and meet up with Varl, which, I mean, Varl just, man, could not be in a more unlucky position in terms of everything. Hate to see it. Crazy Raccoons I already have a copy of, so make my life a little bit easier, don't ya? Weibo Gaming gets to move on to Crazy Raccoons. Alcatia, we gotta copy them and move them down. Yeah, I'm trying to be super careful about this, but at the same time, I realize that it's like, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be fine. Everything will be alright, friends. We had T1 moving on. I have all the bye teams making it through, which sometimes you wouldn't expect that to be the case, but it is here. I guess that'll work. Why not? I didn't copy T1 properly. I am dummy. I am dummy. So I'll go and put you back over here, bud. Make my life easier again. Twisted Minds is already copied. I can grab them and throw them over. This is going to get very messy very quickly. But it'll probably be okay. And then obviously Falcons I have copied already. I'll go ahead and move them up with I have Falcons copied. What do you mean I don't have Falcons copied? How can you do this to me? Making me look like an idiot on stream. Alright, there we go. Rocking and rolling. Man, ain't nobody chilling out today. Like, legit, ain't nobody out here doing anything. Which, to be fair, I mean, more power to everybody. At the end of the day, it kind of is what it is. Like, a bunch of people are either basically already relaxing for tomorrow's events or already in Stockholm. Such is life. You do what you gotta do, you know? Let's keep everybody moved around. SSG, you need copied. Actually, you don't need copied. I already have a copy of SSG. Hee 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 hee. Perfect. Alright, let's get things rolling. Alright, amazing, amazing, amazing. Both streams are still running great. That's awesome. I was afraid of them running a little weirdly, but they're running good right now. So, like, I'm not going to complain about anything here. All right, we got everybody in the right places, so we can move on to the next series of events. Next thing we need to focus on the next day, which is the lower bracket first and second round. So this is where we're going to knock out like 6 of these teams right here, which I find no pleasure in whatsoever, but it's going to happen. We'll see a lot of teams leave on the third day, more than any other day, mind you. This also might end up being the longest day, but let's make one thing very clear going into that day, because I had to do my research on this because I was a little confused before. But as it turns out, the upper and lower bracket for round 1 are first to 2. So these games you see all down here, these first 4, those are first to 2 as well. Which means these are going to fly by as well, and it's going to be difficult to deal with. So we got to settle these in first to 2 format. So let's go ahead and focus in. Let's start in, again, the order that we are being given in terms of Liquipedia and how these matches are going to go down. However, at this stage of the game, that doesn't really matter anymore. You don't really have a direct one from there, so I'm simply just going to go top bottom in this situation and get it taken care of from there. All right, cool. All right, SSG taking on Team Peps again. Peps is here for the fun times, but they're gonna be knocked out by 2 NA teams. I mean, it'd be so funny if Peps would in here won a game. It'd be fantastic. At the end of the day, though, I don't personally see it happening. It'd be funny, but I don't think it's realistic by any stretch of the imagination. So this is going to be a 2-0 for SSG. They'll move on to the next round. We say goodbye to Peps. Next game, which is going to be, Twisted Minds taking on Geeky. That's a rough one for Geeky. Geeky could go back-to-back here, because I don't think you can realistically say that Twisted Minds would get knocked out in the first round like this. But it's hard to say that about Geeky either, because I look at the other 2 games and it's like, okay, yeah, I can probably see it going one way pretty definitively. But this is rough because you don't want to you don't want either of these teams being knocked out this early. Like, this would be rough to see. I tell you what, we'll come back to this one really quick. We'll do the other two and think about it then. Team Liquid, Varl. I love Varl. I wish them nothing but the best. I'm so happy they got here, but I just can't see them winning a map to Liquid. I just can't. This is a similar situation here. I mean, I would love for Team CC to come here and do something, but I think this is just a quick one too. Just to make people mad, though, I'll put it at a 2-1. Team CC, I really hope you do something, bud. I really hope. But heading back here. Man, I heard a loud bang. That was not a healthy noise. Man. I know we're going to have tougher ones down the line than this, but this is that elimination game that I didn't want to have to deal with this early. But I knew I was going to have to eventually lock in on. I need to not look at my timeline. That was not what I wanted to see. Get verified for $1. It's like, wow, look at me. How about I don't do that? How about I don't give in to the corporation? Oh, God. Regardless, focusing on this one, though, at the end of the day, this should go 3 maps. This should be... If this was a first to 3 series, this would go all 5 maps. It should. It's not right to knock GK out this early, though. It's really not. There's no shot they should be knocked out this early. But you can't say that, but one of them has to. That's the situation I've created for myself, because if T1 was down here, I don't know how much of a conversation we would have here, you know? I'm afraid I think I have to give this to Twisted Minds, though. I think I have to. KK, I have faith in you. I don't want to see you leave right away, but I think you're going to. So that'll be those matches. Means we got to copy over all of our winners, which would be awesome. So let's find SSG. Let's get them copied over. All right. There is SSG over there. I need the timeless copy. Where's the timeless copy at? I don't have a timeless copy. That's right. They had to buy. All right, there is timeless. Is that right or is that right? We'll call that right. Cool. Great. You know, all this work I did beforehand to streamline this made my life way easier. I will tell you that much. Alcatia, moving on. In funny hee-haw fashion. And then we'll make again, I was about to say timeless. Shout out to Chase, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm ready to say the wrong name over and over again. Alright, with this being the case, let's focus on these next 2 games. It's NA versus EMEA. Rough situation for all these squads right here. Because I have genuine faith in all 4 of these teams. I need to stop just looking at the view counter, bro. I just gotta relax, bro. I gotta have a good time. Is that a phone call? Is it a phone call? It's from a number that I don't know. Not gonna happen, buckaroo. No siree. It is not the day for that. But either way, let's focus in. SSG taking on TM. God. This is the #1 in both regions. It's #1 and #1, and then it's #2 and #2. This could go either way, genuinely. But you have to think about how the meta has changed in the last month, and how things have moved around, and who you have more faith in to adjust properly. This is a rough one. This is genuinely rough. I knew making this bracket was going to be difficult. I knew more than anything I was going to struggle to actually put together a competent bracket. But in this situation right here with this, I don't think I have much of a choice here. This right here, I am going to let this go all 5. Because I think it 100% should. But this is going to be a 3-2 for Twisted Minds. And SSG will go out early. Don't love to see it, but that's life, man. You do what you got to do. As the other side of things, I have all the faith in the world when it comes to Timeless. I will make this a 3-1. I have faith they can keep things rocking and rolling. I have a lot of faith in the squad this year. We'll see what they can do. Make that generational run. Unfortunately, they're running into a buzzsaw here pretty soon. Honestly, both these teams are going to be running into the buzzsaw. That's not a shocker at this stage of the game. That goes there. And then, of course, we have Timeless. Again, I see a TM and I want to say Timeless too. Man, Timeless is just embedded in my brain, man. I don't know. You say whatever you want to say, but I guess I'm just Timeless fed, bro. All right. Now we'll focus on the next series of games on this rundown right here. Crazy Raccoons taking on Weibo Gaming. And I love Weibo so much. I love them. I want them to come in to do something here, and I think they'll make an excellent display here. But Crazy Raccoons, I think, are still the team to beat right now. I think they're looking amazing. I think they'll win this one. I would love to have more argument with this one, but I am willing to give Weibo a map, I will say. But that's about as far as I could go for the moment being. Let's head over to the next match. T1 taking on Falcons. I think... God, Falcons is too good. I would love to say T1 takes this. But they've looked so strong. They've looked so incredibly strong throughout the year. I mean, listen, you go back and check out the mid-season championship, you know? You take a look, you go back there, you look at how T1 ended up doing in all rights. T1 ended up meeting Team Falcons. They lose in 3-1 fashion, but that was not a particularly close game. It just wasn't. I don't think I can do anything else, but I think this could be a really close game, but I'm going to write this up as the 3-1 as well. There's trying to have a hot take, and there's also being delusional, which I don't think I am. I might be. I might be actually delusional. You never know. All right, let's get some copies rocking and rolling here, and we'll get things in good fashion soon. We'll talk about these other games here pretty soon. That's 16? So that moves all the way down here. And then we make the first real copy of Weibo. Good for them. Landed perfectly, too. Alright, then let's focus in on that next set of games. We'll move the other two around when we need to. Because this would go back-to-back over here. So we got Weibo Gaming taking on Twisted Minds. This also might be the toughest one. I think both these are really tough games to really talk about. That was an interesting thing right there, Wikipedia. Throwing that right in my face. Make me not feeling so hunky-dory. I mean, if you just look at how good Team Liquid's done in these situations. Man, Wikipedia's trying to, like, get me killed right now. I swear, Wikipedia is trying to kill me. Like, I'm not joking with you right now, buds. Interesting. Either way, I'm gonna refocus because I need to get this done. I need to get this rocking and rolling over here. Let's see. Weibo taking on Twisted Minds. It's tough because I want to have so much faith in this Chinese squad. I think they're so amazing. But I think the way the meta is, the comps, the way they've gone, I don't know if it falls into their favor. Like, I can see them going in here and beating an Alcatia, taking a close one with Crazy Raccoons. But I don't know if I could see them going in here and beating a Twisted Mind squad that just is going off the back of beating SSG. That'd be really rough to pull out. I don't like it. I don't like doing it to you, Weibo Gaming. I don't like doing it, but I'm gonna have to do them dirty. I'm gonna have to do my boys dirty. Will the Twisted Minds keep going on? And then the next game, T1 taking on Team Liquid. I think Team Liquid is good enough here. I think they're more than good enough here. I think this is, to give like some spoilers on this, I think this is going to be the generational run from North America. I have so much faith in T1 and what they can do, but I mean, timeless, man. I want to keep saying timeless. I hate it here. Oh, Team Liquid. We'll see what we can do here. Let's get everything copied over accordingly and make our life really easy. Because there was definitely a way to do this that was, like, streamlined and easy. I'm sure somebody somewhere made an actual bracket to fill out. Could have made my life easier. I chose not to. Such is life. Let's go ahead and get everyone moved over accordingly. So again, I decided to make my life more difficult doing it this specific way. We need to move up Crazy Raccoons. Who would have guessed a bracket with Falcons and Crazy Raccoons in the upper finals? Who would have guessed? Man, Crazy Raccoons, why is your thing so long? Oh my god. I have to legit, like, edit this and, like, make you smaller. That's weird. Such is life. Alright. Falcons, where are you at? Where are you at, Falcons? FLC, copy. There you go. Their thing is longer as well. Oh, it's because this one is shorter. That's why. That makes way more sense. Make my life easier doing it this way, I guess. Why not? Alright. Let's focus first and foremost on the lower bracket semis. Got Twisted Minds taking on Team Liquid. This is currently the top 4 teams remaining right now. And I mean, from everything we've seen from Twisted Minds, they have been going on a generational run. They get these big Map 3, Map 5 wins against Geekay, SSG, Weibo, but this is where I believe it's going to come to its natural end. Where they're going to fall apart. So, in this situation right here, everything that I've experienced, everything that I have seen, I'm going to make this a 3-2 victory for our boys in purple. It's more of a bluish, I don't know. You can say whichever one it is. You know, you can honestly decide however you want to go about that. In fact, not 3-1. No, they rock and roll. Let's go, baby. And now, of course, we have to decide Crazy Raccoons versus Falcons. I think Crazy Raccoons are so good. I think they are the favorite. I genuinely think they are. And I don't know if I can see it. I could see it reasonably going a different way, but just everything that I feel in my heart of hearts, I'm gonna put out that score in a second, but man, I'm gonna throw this one in first and foremost because I already know I'm going down this way. With Crazy Raccoons having the first one in. I need to edit that though. That looks a little weird. Little weird. I need to like get this over here so I can slightly decrease it. Get that in there. All right, it's not the cleanest thing in the world, but it works. All right, but with that game right there, I'm going to go ahead. I think that is going to end up being a 3-1 game for Crazy Raccoons. And of course, that's going to do a couple of things. That is going to knock out Twisted Minds. They go out, number 4. Falcons will drop down to the lower bracket. As we are kind of doing anything on the spot here. And then that's going to move our Liquid Boys over here. I have to image layer move these because this is off. And this is where I think we have the upset of the weekend. I think this is where it happens. You can say there's other, like, upsets of the weekend, but I think this is, like, the big one that's going to happen. And I'm going to be called so many things. Like, man, people are going to be on me for this. But, man, I don't care. It's too great to pass up. Plus, at the end of the day, this is for fun. I'm in here trying to put my spin on this and what I would love to see happen. And that's what it's going to be right there. So let's go and make one final copy of Team Liquid. I think this team has that potential. I think they have what it takes to get to the very end. Unfortunately, I don't think I can say they can pull this one out. The question is, what are the realistic odds that they could go in and beat Crazy Raccoons at the very end? It's not a high probability. It's a really low chance. And I don't like saying there's a really low chance, but there just is. It's not going to be a clean situation. You would obviously love for it to be, but it's just not. What have I done? How did I manage to do that? I don't know how I accidentally made it half transparency. Don't know how you get away with that, actually. But the way this game is right here, I mean, I see Liquid pushing them very hard, but at the end of the day, it's the finals. I have to give it 4-1 in favor of Crazy Raccoons, and they will win this year. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to finalize that bracket right then and there. We'll post it on Twitter here in a moment and catch a lot of flack, obviously. Oh, God. We'll lock in on some other stuff here. But no, this is the bracket. This is going to be it right here. All right, we got to give the good old, I gotta get the thumbnail, guys. I gotta get the thumbnail. Rockin' and rolling. I'll get it in the thing later. It'll be all right. I can still see I can see the stuff in the bottom there. Oh my God. I'll fix that in post probably. But no, that's the bracket, ladies and gentlemen. Not a whole lot of fanfare here today. It is what it is, honestly. Such is life. But I'm excited that we got this done. I'm excited that I have some kind of content done for OWCS. I said I might do co-streaming for it. Honestly, I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. It's it's a couple of factors. I'd really rather just try to enjoy it for what it is, you know. Obviously, I'll be up early. I'll be watching. I'll be relaxing, having a good time with it. But I don't know if I'll co-stream it. I don't know. That's a choice I think I'm gonna make individually every single morning. Um, so obviously we'll do that in fair time. I'm gonna save this while I can as a JPEG. Maximum quality, baby. That's what we'll do. But again, going in here with all the confidence in the world, thinking this is going to be the case here. Imagine I'm right. Imagine what being right here does for me. I win $1 million if I'm right. How could I not be? I mean, I just have so much faith in Crazy Raccoons to get the job done. I think Liquid's going to go on the generational run of not only their careers, but I just honestly in North America in general since the beginning of OWCS. And I think there's some teams that go up very early, like SSG, like Alcatia, like Geekay, that go out really early. But I think it just goes to show the level of competition there is in the current stage of OWCS and everything that we have here. And I hope it works out beautifully. I hope, above all else, I don't need this to be correct. I'm fine with this not being right. As long as it's just an entertaining World Finals. If we go in, we have some great games. And it's not just 3-0 after 3-0 over and over again. Like, I only wrote down, like, a couple of, like, 3-0s. You know, like, there's the one with, like, SSG going down 3-0. There's some of the first-round ones. A lot of the first-round ones are. But a lot of them I have 3-1s. Because that's just, I have faith in it going a particular way where everything's very close. It'd make for a very long evening, but I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope everybody who's going out to Stockholm this weekend ends up enjoying it as well. But ultimately, I just hope everyone can enjoy it. Whoa, Nightmare rotation's gone. Wow. Okay, well, don't know what that means, but we'll get to that one later on. But no, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all had a fantastic time. We'll see if co-streaming ends up happening or not. Regardless, we have Face It League going on tomorrow. That'll end up being a lot of fun. I'm sure everyone will be able to enjoy that, but obviously OWCS is going to be going on. I know a lot of people be out there, won't be able to watch, but honestly, it is what it is. It's life. It's how things are going to go. But I hope y'all had a great time. I hope y'all just keep supporting, keep doing your thing. Everyone have fun with OWCS Finals. I'll see you when I see you next, so catch you later.